Coach Jay here with another thing worth revisiting. So something that I always go back to is my shoes. Whether it's the hunt for the perfect shoe, which inevitably always continues. So what happens to anyone is you're going to find your perfect shoe, you're going to love it, and then the shoe company is going to change it. They change it for a few reasons. One of those reasons is you have to innovate and you have to keep refreshing things to keep people's attention. And so that's what they do. They refresh the shoe, and inevitably they change a feature of the shoe that now you don't like it. And you've got to re-enter the perfect shoe search. The biggest recommendation there is find somewhere locally that you can try on lots of shoes. You can jog in them some, and that way you'll save yourself the ordering the shoe, sending it back, ordering it, sending it back. Because a lot of times with manufacturing too, one shoe you'll wear an 11, other 11 and a half, and another shoe you'll wear a 12. So that's my top suggestion with how to manage finding that perfect shoe. Now, once you found it, I would recommend either looking for a second perfect shoe and preemptively understanding that your favorite's probably going to go away at some point, and having at least 2 shoes in the cycle of rotation. The way I do it is I did this years ago. I bought one pair, wore it half out, and then I bought a second pair. And then by the time that second pair was half worn out, the first pair was totally worn out, and then I came back and bought a new pair. So I've always got in my rotation an almost new pair, or an almost worn out pair, or a half worn out and an all the way worn out, which leads to a new pair. So that's my number one suggestion, is don't just wear the same shoe for everything you do. Running wise, have a couple that you rotate. Another suggestion is don't wear your running shoes that you're currently running in around all day. So all the time, if you see me wearing a shoe out and about, it's a shoe that is done. I've got at least 400 miles on it, and it is over. So that leads to the next thing about rotating shoes. 400 miles to me is the max. Some people will push it to 5 and 6. Some people will go to 300 or 350. It does depend on the amount of cushioning in the shoe. But for me, I'm right around 350 to 400, and then I retire it to a walking around shoe. The reason it still has good life for walking around is the pounding of running is much greater than walking. So once I get it to a walking shoe, I've got another 200 or 300 miles that I probably walk in it, and then I donate it to Soles for Shoes or whatever it's called. We do that in our store here, and we just donate the shoes, and then you've got someone else who's going to take your shoes probably to 1,000 miles. That's how I keep my feet healthy and rotate my shoes. And actually, I've gotten to the point where I've got 4 or 5 pair in the rotation, but I still only buy one at a time. So once you get that double shoe rotation going, the great thing is you just have to buy 1 pair, and then when it wears out, you buy 1 pair, and you just kind of keep going like that, and you keep your feet healthy. And within the week, you always have a new to half new shoe to wear to give your feet, knees, hips, back a break.